In chemistry, clusters of non-metal atoms can exist together where they picked up one or more electrons from typically some metal atom that's given up one or more electrons to become an ion. So we call these clusters of atoms that have picked up some electrons from somewhere polyatomic ions. You're going to be responsible in our course for knowing the formula of one polyatomic ion which has a positive charge, which is kind of an exception to what we're showing here, and we'll cover it later as an example. So here's how you go about doing this. Sulfate ion is a polyatomic ion with a charge of 2 minus. That means it's picked up 2 electrons from some other atoms that have given up electrons. Well, here's what you do to write the Lewis electron dot diagram. So, in this formula, I've got one sulfur atom which actually has 6 valence electrons. I've got 4 oxygen atoms. Each oxygen has 6 valence electrons. And I've got 2 electrons from the charge on the polyatomic ion. So I'm going to actually include that in my tally of the valence electrons available. 2 times 1. So now I figured out how many valence electrons are available. 1 times 6 is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. 2 times 1 is 2. You add it up, you get 32. 32 valence electrons to distribute. Here's how I'm going to go about doing this. I'm going to put the sulfur atom in the middle. Go oxygen, 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 oxygen. And I'm going to connect the outside atom to the central atom with a single bond representing the sharing of a pair of electrons. Put the electrons on the lines. Now, each oxygen sees 2 valence electrons, wants 8, so it needs 6 more. This one sees 2, wants 8, needs 6 more. And this one also needs 6 more. All the way around, they all want 6 extra. The sulfur sees 2, 4, 6, 8 valence electrons, so it's happy too. Everybody's happy. Now, the only problem with this is, in order to draw this happy Lewis electron dot diagram, where everybody's got 8 electrons around them, I had to include 2 electrons from the charge. So the way that you communicate that in this diagram is you put square brackets around the Lewis electron dot diagram and then put the charge up in the top right hand corner, 2 minus, to indicate you picked up 2 valence electrons from the charge on the original ion, included those 2 electrons in your electron tally to draw the happy Lewis electron dot diagram. Now you're done.